video, we're going to go over an easy Indian swinging club workout for beginners. Something you can do in your home, in your garage, in the backyard, in the alleyway, the park. All you need is a pair of Indian clubs. And if you don't have Indian clubs, you can do this with 2 sticks. And if you measure it, it should be about from the tip of your finger to about your elbow. When you hold your club, if it's one of these kinds of clubs, you're going to start with your finger here. The little finger kind of cuts that ball in the middle. You're going to close your hand, but not squeeze. You don't want to change the color of your skin by squeezing too hard. You just want it closed and relaxed at the same time. Now you hold one in each hand, your heels come together. You're going to turn your feet out kind of like a duck. You're going to let the weight of the club move your arms, keep your elbows straight. And you're just going to start with this easy swinging with your Indian swinging clubs, just a little bit at a time. You're going to slowly start to go a little higher and allow the clubs to stretch your shoulders, pull your arms up higher. You're going to get a better stretch into your shoulders. Your elbows are mostly straight. You can bend them. We're going to bend them in a little bit, but at the beginning, as you're warming up, you just allow it to kind of pull you up. After you do this for about 30 seconds, then I want you to separate your feet so they're as wide as your shoulders, and you're going to swing them up and then bend your knees a little and a little bit of a modified squat. So not so deep, enough to start to raise your heart rate. This workout's going to make you sweat. While you're doing this, pull your stomach up and in. Keep your abs tight. Keep your back straight. Chin tucked just a little bit. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you're going to do this for 30 seconds. So do each one about 30 seconds as a warm-up. And this is so you can stay safe from injury during your workout using your Indian swinging clubs. Then, after you've done this for 30 seconds, I want you to split your grip. You're going to go back to heels together and toes apart. Think of a duck. And as you bring them back, try to bring them into the center line of your body. And here you'll see that your elbows are going to bend a little bit more. And that's going to assist in stretching out your shoulders. Slow is smooth, smooth as fast is going to be your mantra. You're going to say that over and over again, reminding yourself you don't have to rush. The weight of the clubs will do the work in building power in your forearms, a stronger grip, healthier, more flexible shoulders, little by little. And again, stomach up and in, abs tight, tuck the chin just a little bit. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. As you follow along in this easy Indian swinging club workout for beginners. After you've done that for 30 seconds, now your wrists are good and warmed up. We're going to warm them up a little bit more and challenge your grip, improving the grip by turning, dropping it forward in an orbital spinning motion around the outside of your head. So your heels are together, toes out, stomach up and in, and your hands are closed. Don't do this. This is incorrect. Keep them closed so you can get better range of motion. Hello to everybody in the chat. Welcome to this easy Indian club swinging workout for beginners. After you go forward for 30 seconds, you're going to pull it back. And so all you're doing is you're letting it drop behind you, swing it to the front, bring it back around. And again, you're going to be building power in these forearms. This is great if you're a boxer, a martial artist, if you do self-defense. This is all going to improve your ability to fight and defend yourself effectively. because you're going to have a stronger grip. You're going to have stronger wrists. You're going to have stronger forearms. You're going to hit a lot harder. Peter Mueller's here from this is Gute Nacht. It's 11 p.m. in Germany. Peter, have a good night. Thanks for being here. Rohit Roy, his heart is weak. He can't lift 1 kilogram. Rohit, if you can't lift a kilogram, watch this. Start with a stick. This is an aluminum stick, so this weighs much less than a kilogram. And you can do all the same things that you can with your Indian swinging clubs with just the stick. And it's the motion moving through space and time that's going to make you stronger. It's not just the weight. You don't have to, if you lift the weight, don't lift the weight. If you're not as strong, don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up. Literally, don't beat yourself up. Get yourself a stick. If you don't have a stick, use your arm. You do everything with your hand, and you're still going to get great benefit. All right, now, after you've warmed up the wrists, rolling forward and rolling back, you're going to go back to this dropping motion or swinging motion. And as you drop it to the front, you're going to let it swing out. As you bring it back into your body, you're going to swing it out and up. So from the side, it goes down and it comes up. Very easy Indian swinging club workout for beginners. You can do wherever you are. It's going to get you strong from the heel, the bottom of your feet, the top of your head. And again, take your time. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I'm starting with a 2-pound set today in this workout, this warm-up. If you look in the description, you can see what the details are, what they cost, and you can order a pair if you need a pair. If the website that you go to doesn't deliver where you live, you can get the details and then search in your home country. Or, like I said, start with a stick. My first pair were a stick, and I taped water bottles on the end full of sand to add the weight. And that's nice because you can start to add more weight as you go. Now, the next thing I'm going to have you do is called a mill, and you're going to start in your right hand, your heels together. I'm going to do my left so that you're going to mirror me. We're going to follow each other, and we're going to call it your right. So my left, your right. You're going to bring your hand up in here so the palm of your hand is facing yourself. Then you're going to open your elbow. Once you've opened your elbow, you're going to cast. You're going to push it and let it drop. You're going to bring it here, open, and cast. 1, 2, 3. Slow, full range of motion. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Pull your stomach up and in, get those heels together. Abs tight. Tuck the chin. Breathe in. Control your breathing. Let this become a moving meditation. As you heal your shoulders and build power in your grip, a stronger punch, a better block, better grip for grappling. You're going to do this for 30 seconds. And now with your left hand, you're going to pull it up here. And here's the key to this easy Indian club swinging workout for beginners that you can do at home. It's like you're hitching a ride. Your thumb's out to the side. You don't want it straight up. The thumb doesn't go up. If it's here, a lot of people learn this and then they start to do the mill and they do it like this. They can't quite get the elbow because it's sticking straight up in the air. You want it sideways. And so you can just practice that first opening cut. Bring it here, then open the chest, then cast. And as you do this, you're not going to hit yourself in the back of the head. Yeah, Garen says a better grip. You're going to get a better grip doing these for everyday life too. Hey, T's here in the neighborhood down here in southern Florida. Shoulders, arms, and wrists. That's right. I'm going to bring it in, open it up, push it out. T, long time no see. Good to see you. Opening that shoulder. Bring it in, open, and out. And again, stomach up and in, abs tight. Once you've done this for 30 seconds, you're going back to your right hand. Silent Walk, it's good to see you. Silent Walk says hello to everybody. On the first hand that you started with, your right hand, instead of going out, you're now going to go out, bend that elbow, and then bring the hand blocking in through your body or cutting in. And see how you go past your head? Don't come to here and drop, but come past a little bit, coming through here as you bring it in. And in your starting motion here, your palm is facing behind you. Scotty says, where did you pick up the clubs and what weight to start? These are 2-pounders. I recommend, if you could get 2 pair, start with 1 pound and then order a second pair of 2 pounds. The 2 pounds and 1 club. So each one, so this is 4 pounds total, or you could get each the 1 club. They're just a little bit more narrow here. These are hard plastic. They won't break. This will last you a lifetime. You'll pass these on, and it's very inexpensive for a great workout. But I put a link in the description to where you can order them online. When I was a kid, you couldn't get these. You had to get them in the back of a magazine made out of wood, and the heavier they were, the bigger they were. And those are still cool. Those are fun to work with if you have the old style. But I like these simple ones. But always start with the lightest pair. I'm a big guy, and I've always done a lot of things. I do a lot of push-ups. I lift a lot of heavy things. I like functional workouts. I like sandbags, like kettlebells. And so when I got started with these years and years ago, I got a 5-pound pair. I got a 5-pound and a 10-pound, and then nearly ripped out my shoulder and did myself a big disservice. And it made it sore for months. And then once I talked to a friend who recommended them, he's like, that's my dumb head. Don't go with a heavy pair. Go with the lightest pair you can get. And I did. I had been doing them with sticks, and I thought, well, I'm big, I'm strong. I can do it with, 5 and 10 pounders. So I went back and I started with a 1 pound, and I went to the 2 pound, worked myself up to a 5 pound, and then I used the 10 pound. And on the 5 and the 10 pound, I have to be very careful, because if you go too fast and you lose control of it, you're going to tear something. So you can work yourself up to a 5 pound and a 10 pound, but always start with a light pound, and that's in the description. And then they make some, like you can use a pop bottle. And they sell just you screw it on like a big 2-gallon soda can or something, soda plastic bottle, and you can make your own for that. D Animator says, thanks for the nunchaku lessons. We're doing nunchaku, or numchucks, whatever you want to call them. We're going to do those today in a little bit after this one. So you pull, turn, and bring it in. You're just doing the reverse of what you started with in this easy Indian swinging club workout for beginners at home, in your garage, in the hallway. You could do it in the hallway if you turn sideways, depending on how wide your hallways are. The back patio, in an alleyway, community center, in the park. You used to see entire groups of military men, especially from India, Gurkhas, training with this, and then it became popular here in the States for a while. Bodyweight exercises were popular. Pull-ups, push-ups, air squats, and Indian swinging clubs. So you do this with your left hand. And again, you're pulling it away. Your palm is facing out. Turn that in, bring it in this way, and then drop. T says, if I need a Kali demo person, yeah, T, let's maybe we'll get together. We'll do some Kali, run some sticks. I got to get the sticks out of the storage unit. That way we can demonstrate how to work with a partner using Eskrima sticks or Kali sticks, Arnis, whatever style you practice. Or if you're like me, practice kind of a self-defense style. Just takes a little bit of the moves to get your body started and then get super practical, super simple. All right, so now that you've done both sides, you're getting really warmed up. You're going to get those heels together again, toes out, stomach up and in, abs tight, tuck your chin, breathe through the nose. You're going to bring them in at the same time and cast them at the same time. Really force the chest open by pulling those elbows back. And what you're doing here, you're going to have, this is your right hand. You're going to have your right hand in front. The next time through, you're going to have your left hand in front. So you're alternating which hand is in front. Every once in a while, you might crack them together. And at the beginning, I'll tell you, when I was working with these, that's a little startling, but you're not going to hit yourself. You won't do that often. But if you do, just know that that's part of learning and training, and allow yourself not to be good at it at first. The more you do it, the better you'll get. After you've done that 30 seconds, reverse it so that you're pulling open, bending the elbows, and then cutting through. And again, the first time, you're going to have either the left or the right in front, and then the second time, the other hand will come in front. So it's one hand, and then the other hand coming in here, coming in the other one. Alan the Adventurer says, won't even lie, that the Indian clubs use a leg of a table and added weights. That's how I started all my weapons. I think I said the other day, my first long staff was a painter's pole. And I learned, most of the things that I can do now, doing hours and hours of spins and strikes using a painter's pole. So don't wait to start. Start with what do you have? And I always say invest your time before you invest your money. So if you take an old broomstick, cut the end off, cut it in half, that's going to be the perfect length for Indian swinging clubs, and swing the sticks. And if you can get into the habit of doing that, then go spend, $30 and buy a pair like this. But don't waste your time if you're not going to do it. Prove to yourself, heels here, you're going out and in. Prove to yourself you're going to do it. Invest your time before you invest your money. You'll have a lot more money. You'll have some good habits. I was at the range, the shooting range the other day, getting qualified for a license, and the guy who was qualifying me, great guy, great instructor. And he said I was a little nervous when I first saw the size, because I was using a compact, the size of your self-defense tool, and that you would be accurate. And I scored very well on the course. I probably could have done better, but I always think I can do better. And he said, I was surprised you did so well, because as we went farther and farther, you don't have the same length that a lot of people use. And I said, well, I've been shooting for a long, long time. And I always thought, maybe I'll get a longer, and I do have some longer options. But for that particular license, for the job that I hope to do, this is the one that I prefer, the one that's compact, a little bit smaller. It's easier to conceal. And but I thought I might get a little bit longer one at one point. And then I'll go to the store and then I shop them and I say, I'm extremely accurate with this one. It's paid for. Do I really want to buy, spend $1,000 and get another, really fancy one just so that I can have a really fancy one? And for me, the answer is no. I just, if I had no kids and no family, and I had lots and lots of money to waste, yeah, maybe I'll have a bunch of toys. But if you can get the job done with what you've got, you can be frugal. You can afford to be frugal, and I think it makes you better. Like I can be really good with a certain, with the ones that I've got, and they're not as fancy, and they're not. You can do just as good with the things that you have, and master the basics with your homemade self-defense tools, or your homemade staff, or your homemade nunchucks, your homemade Indian swinging clubs. And then one day, when you get the real deal, you'll be so good at it that you'll already have mastered it, and then you'll just be that much better because now you have the official thing or whatever. So but I guess my point is, when you get really good with what you've got, then when you get a better version of that, technologically better, more efficient, stronger, whatever it is, then you'll just be that much better because you got good on, the chunky piece, the chunky ones that didn't work as well. All right, so moving on, we did same time. Now I want you to alternate. So you're going to start with your right hand, and then when you open your elbow, you're going to start to bring your left hand up. As you cast, you're opening that elbow, and you're going to alternate. And again, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And here you can start to play around with where you cast. You might want to cast up, higher, and really open the shoulders. You want to cast out next to your head or cast lower. Sometimes when you have a lower ceiling, you've got to keep them down. And by playing around, you go through that whole range of motion. You're going to strengthen your shoulders in different planes. You're going to activate different muscle groups or different parts of the muscle group. So going high, middle, low, and then when you're ready, reverse it. So you bring one in, and then you're chasing it with the other one. Daddy and a caddy, thank you very much for that super sticker, super chat. Appreciate that. I always appreciate when you guys give me the super thanks and give me the super stickers. That helps me continue with this channel. Pays my bills right now as I look for a new location for the studio. Right now I just got to work out in the hot garage. And again, that goes back to my theory. I can get it done here. It'd be nice to have the mats on the floor again, and the bags hanging from the ceiling, in my own space. But I'm gonna train no matter what. And then with your help, we'll get back to a fancy digs. All right, so each one of those I like to do for like 30 seconds, right? You started right here, just swinging and allowing the weight to pull your shoulder back and pull it forward. A lot of fun comments today. Yeah, I love the John Wick movies. They're super fun to watch. I love the idea. I don't know if you guys know, John Wick trains, I think his name is, it's Terran Tactical, Terran, I think. That's a great channel if you want to go see some effective combat shooting or combat sport shooting. But that's where he gets all of that cool gunplay from. Just swinging back and forth, that's your opening move. And then I want you to separate the feet and add your squat. And this easy to follow Indian Swinging Club workout at home. And then put the heels back together and split your swing. And as you do that, notice that you're bringing it here through your center line, giving you a much stronger core. It's going to make your belly tighter. I always do that hoping that'll help me toughen it up, but I could probably eat a little bit better, and that would help too. After you've done that, then I want you to warm up your wrists. And then swinging back the other one. Yeah, Dan asks, is this good for core? Absolutely. By standing with your heels together, shoulders back and down. So in other words, not like this. One word about that real quick. I see when I go to the gym, because I have a lot of time on my hands as I recover from surgery and other life events. And I see these young kids in there, and they're they're just working out harder and harder, and they have horrible posture, probably because they're doing this all the time. And so their shoulders are rolled forward. And I know what's in their head. They want to have a big, powerful chest. And if you want to have a big, powerful chest, most of the time, all you have to do is pull your shoulders back and down. And we're all built in a specific way, especially as men with a little bit broader shoulders, to look more commanding when you stand with your shoulders back and down. And you look a lot wider, but if you get in the habit of rolling forward, not only do you look like you're a knuckle dragger and your knuckles are facing the front, they should be to the side, but the Indian swinging clubs are going to correct that posture. So by putting the heels together, pulling the shoulders back and down, pull the stomach up and in, abs tight, keep them tight the whole workout, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Then when you start to swing or you start to mill or any of the other simple exercises, every move is forcing your core to engage. And so it's going to give you a very powerful core. And then when you stop exercising with it, you're naturally going to be in a better posture. You're going to look healthier than if you slouch. So shoulders back and down, stomach up and in, abs tight, tuck your chin. After those swings, you're going into the wrists. You're just turning. You want to do that. Really, yeah, Persian clubs. That's another name for them. Mighty Frog says. Yeah, and T says it's going to improve your boxing. It'll improve them quite a bit. It's going to make you punch so much harder. You're going to be able to knock somebody out for self-defense and then reverse because you have faster punches. These will give you very fast hands and heavy hands. Heavy hands means when you hit somebody, you can move them back at least. And then if you do all the other things you're supposed to when you hit somebody, you can knock them out. You do that for 30 seconds, and then you go back to that swinging down. But when you go down, you add the spin. When you come back, you add the outer spin. So you're spinning out, spinning back. And then when you're ready, I like to do these with a squat. Anytime I can add a squat, especially since I've had my hip replaced, I've been trying to go lower and lower and get my flexibility back. The problem is I need this one replaced, so I get stuck. Dan asks, how do you strengthen wrists? Dan, I guarantee you, you do two things. One, learn how to spin a staff. That will give you really strong wrists. And the other is Indian swinging clubs. Just the motion of swinging is going to give you, when people want stronger wrists, what they really need usually are stronger forearms and a stronger hand. And then that adds to gives you a stronger wrist. That's going to give you a lot of strength in your wrists. Yeah, Alan says if you do them every day, you can burn out your forearms. You get a serious burn. I say 5 minutes a day. If you do 5 minutes a day, it's not going to be too much. You're going to gradually improve. And, 5 minutes with 30 seconds each. 30 seconds swinging with the heels together, 30 seconds apart with that little squat, 30 seconds with the split swing, 30 seconds spinning forward, 30 seconds spinning back, 30 seconds going down, 30 seconds coming up. You're getting close to 5 minutes with that, and then finish with doing one arm mill for 30 seconds, and then the other one, and you can do that for the first 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, you're going to have really strong wrists that are flexible, not to mention really strong shoulders. Your core is going to be stronger. Your whole body is going to be stronger. You can then do them at the same time, 30 seconds here. And then you can alternate. So you're doing one hand at a time, kind of chasing each other for 30 seconds, and then reversing it all. 30 seconds, single arm, pulling it in. 30 seconds on the other one, 30 seconds at the same time, and then 30 seconds here. Now, this is an easy to follow beginner Indian swinging club workout, level 2. So I'm going to give you level 2. If you've been doing this for a while, I want you to challenge yourself by putting one foot in front of the other one, and you're going to face the side. You can face the front, it works that way, but I'm going to show you for the camera. I'm going to be looking here. We'll call that north. We'll call that south. So you're going to start looking north, and you're going to swing them to your shoulders. You're going to let them go down, and you're going to bring them south. from side to side. And all that's happening is you're turning your feet 180 degrees. The rest of it is your first move. This is the rest of it. Now, if you need a pair of these, I put the description in the description below. I put a link to where you can get them. But when you start, hold. This is so it doesn't come flying out of your hand, but you want your pinky finger kind of cut that in the middle. Yeah, Alan says make sure to use super lightweight. Yes, either use a stick or get those 1-pounders. So from here, turn and bring it here and just turn side to side. Don't worry too much about your footing, whether you pivot on the ball or the heel. I'm doing the heel and the ball, but don't worry about that. Your feet will figure it out. You don't even have to think about your feet. Just think about these so you don't crack your head. So you're here. Once you're ready, add a spin when you drop them, and then a spin when you bring them up. So spin down, spin down, spin down. And you know this one, that's this motion, but just the first part of it. So you're facing the side, you let it spin down, but then spin it on the way up. So spin it down, spin it up. Now, by doing all of this, your heart rate's going to shoot up, your muscles are going to get a great workout, you're going to sweat a little bit, and you get a really strong, powerful grip just by swinging up. You want to keep them in the camera angle. Up, down is your turn. Up is when you finish the turn. Down, up, down, up. And there's so many more exercises. If you have the heavier ones, you can just, sometimes with the 10-pounders, I'll go here and just control this motion here. So bring it to here and squat. And of course, there are things that you can do with just a single one, but those are just the basics. And this, if you think about it, is one of the original self-defense tools, one of the most ancient of self-defense tools. I always say, you're born kicking and screaming, because I teach self-defense. That's my main mission in life, especially now as I get older. I want you to stay safe, especially as what's happening in the world. We're going to do an update. I'm going to bring on Tim Miller. He is a security analyst, security specialist. He's watching what's happening in the world. He is the guy, he's a former Secret Service, Marine colonel, retired. He's the guy that churches and schools and businesses call when they pay attention to the news and they see that the head of FBI every week has been saying, we're imminent threat. And then this past couple of days, they said 400 ISIS-trained terrorists that they know of, 400 that they know of, are in the country, and they picked up about 100 of them. So they think there's about 300 left of the ones they know about out there somewhere planning something. It's 4th of July this coming weekend. So I feel compelled to teach self-defense in every way possible. And this is self-defense against poor health, but it also gives you the power so that when you do apply the principles of self-defense and you do a strike, whatever the strike might be, palm strike, elbow strike, maybe with a handheld tool, either a cutting device or a stick for self-defense, or even one of these self-defense tools, that you have the strength to use it, to be accurate, to be calm. And there's a lot of breathing that goes on with it. So we didn't talk as much about that, because I know that when you start to move, it's going to force you to breathe in a way that will bring more oxygen into the muscles, calm everything down, focus your mind. And that's going to apply when you're in a situation where you need to physically defend yourself. Boom, that breathing is going to kick in because you've conditioned your body to breathe as a response to stress. The exercise, the hot garage, the squats, the mill, that's the stress on the body. And the body at a cellular level doesn't know the difference between physical and emotional stress. So if you have something happening in your environment, someone's screaming in your face, someone's coming at you, you see something explodes, you hear gunshots, immediately you've got the adrenaline, you've got the fear, you've got the stress That emotion of stress, if you've conditioned the body through exercise like this, will force you to take that first deep breath, which calms the mind just enough. You're not going to be calm, but you'll be calm enough to take action. They say fight, flight, or freeze. We don't want you to freeze, especially something happens around you and you're right in the way of it. Now, that raging bull coming right at your face, you're not going to freeze. You're going to get run over by that train. Sometimes you shouldn't fight, you should run, but sometimes you don't have a choice, you have to fight. And if you're frozen, you're not going to fight. So the breathing is going to kick in, and because you're stressed, putting the body under stress, once you get warmed up and you get good at this, you'll start to increase the range of motion and the speed, and you'll get fancy. You might start to do other motions that you can only do once you get warmed up and you get stronger wrists and forearms. And then you put the body under stress, and the breathing that you'll adopt in order to be able to do these exercises will be the same breathing that kicks in without any thought when something bad happens and you need to protect your family or your life. It'll naturally, you'll be able to do that. That's why I teach these classes. These classes are not to give you beach muscles, to take off your shirt at the beach and feel great about yourself, although it'll help, right? It's all about giving you knockout muscles and rip the eyes out of his head muscles for self-defense when you have to. And that's what we want. We want to have the muscles, but we also want to have the breathing connected to the body so that when your body is under that emotional stress from a violent attack that's coming your way, the breathing kicks in, you become very centered, you make a decision. What can you remove or destroy? His ability to see, breathe temporarily, permanently, his ability to stand, maybe you take out his leg. You do all that with one of these. This also doubles as a great self-defense tool. In the beginning, we had hands and feet and teeth, and we fought that way. And then someone picked up a rock and smashed, Cain and Abel, smashed his brother with the rock. And they figured, there's a good self-defense tool. And then someone picked up a stick, and then someone threw a rock, and then someone threw a stick, and then someone sharpened a rock. And then here we are now. We've got hypersonic missiles and nuclear bombs and cyber warfare and all the other craziness. But it all started with sticks, stones, and clubs. And that's why I love this, because it's also like connecting back to the original of the Asian martial artists. The originals come from India and didn't start in China. Chinese will take credit for everything, I think. Not the Chinese, we'll say the Chinese Communist Party, because there's a big difference. Good people of China and then the bad people of the party. But martial arts did not start in China. Kung Fu is not the beginning. Martial arts like Salambam and Kirapati and the other Indian styles, and the Persians and Indians have some of the oldest records of martial arts. And then it moves into the Orient, into India, and then it moves into Korea and China and Vietnam and Thailand and Indonesia and Singapore, Philippines with the sticks and the knives. And everybody puts their own polish on it and makes their own style and system. But it all starts at the beginning, right? All right, you guys were, Dave says Indian wrestlers love to train with these. When I first was when I went in the Marine Corps in 1989, I ran into groups of guys, because we had like little martial arts clubs. Almost everybody was still training with these back then. And it's because of the grip strength. Another way, if you want really wicked, powerful grip, train with battle ropes. I don't have room in the garage to show you the battle ropes. We have to do that outside. I think they're in storage. But battle ropes are also a great grip strengthener. That's one of the best things that you can do is grab one of those big ropes and then start to work with it that way. Or a mace. So maces are also excellent. And if you don't have a mace, you can use a sledgehammer. I don't have any sledgehammers here. Everything's in storage. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. It's good to see you. I'm gonna bounce somebody real quick. Let the little children go watch the little children videos. This is for adults. Anyway, you guys have been awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Next one, I think we're going to do nunchucks, but I got the pair around here somewhere. The self-defense pair. I don't know what I did with my nunchucks. They're somewhere in this garage. Anyway, so I have the fancy trick nunchucks. The last one we did, and this one, we're going to use the ones that hit people for self-defense. I'm going to show you how to use nunchucks for self-defense. Oh, there they are. No, just the fancy ones. So we did these last time. Next time, we'll get the big ones out, the ones that hurt when you make a mistake and whack yourself in the head. All right, you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much, Silent Walk. Good to see you. VTP, STTU. Saw his not that long ago. Yeah, good to see everybody. Dave, greetings from Germany. Dave's here from Germany. Dave, we got a bunch from Germany here tonight. Because we get later in the day, we get more. I know it's late there, so Gute Nacht is what we say. Good night. We'll see you guys. Anyway, thanks. I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate your support. Appreciate the super thanks, super stickers. Appreciate every time you guys subscribe and give me the thumbs up. If you haven't done so, please give me a thumbs up. That really helps me push this video out and grow our global dojo, our online virtual training school for self-defense and fitness. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you.